I was just after some money, but I guess I can get this chest at the bottom. You got the hero's charm. This mystical trinket gives you the ability to see the life forces of your foes. Touch its icon on the item screen to equip it. Okay. Oh god. Well, there's no enemies here. I was just here for some rupees. But apparently I finished it. I think there were like 40 levels. I only got 1,500, but maybe it's worth something. Guess we'll have to see. By the way, the last 10 levels were fun as hell. Like, it started with like 100 mini blins on screen at once, and then it was like a bajillion and one choo-choos, and then loads and loads and loads of bokoblins, and then it ended with like electric barriers around the sides, fire-breathing pig statues, and a bunch of mighty dark nuts. It was crazy. Sorry I cut that all out, I didn't realise I was done. Oh well. I guess I'll just keep on this mask for now. And what I will do is I'll go to Tingle Island. Hopefully we have enough, and if not, then whoops. Actually no, we might make money as we go for these treasure charts. So maybe we'll just see how it goes. What is it with bottles coming up on this tower? Seriously.
Oh, Mr. Fairy, I've been longing to see you, sir. What should we play? What do you want to play? What? You're not here to play? Goodbye, Mr. Fairy. Please come visit me here at Tingle Tower again, where wonderful fairy magic makes the place spin and spin.
How do I do I just click on my chingy? Oh. So apparently you don't need Tingle to just do these treasure charts. It was just for the Triforce ones. I went down there in the outside island thingy for nothing. Ah. Well then, I guess I better get started on all these treasure charts, shall I? Alright, where's my boat? Boat, there you are. I am an idiot, but hey! I'm an idiot with a mask. So, let me get on my boat and I will show you what is said on the first treasure chart. Alright. Treasure chart 1 looks like this. And it can be found in the secret oasis, the private oasis, now called Daz's Oasis. And now that we've opened up the treasure chart, much like the Triforce chart, Triforce shard circle things, it has a pillar of light coming out of it. I'm not really sure why, but I guess it kind of makes sense. And actually, on the treasure chart, you can see Link's icon when you're on top of it, so I guess that's good. You got a silver rupee! Yeah, this would have been a much more efficient way if they actually cost money. Oh well. Treasure chart 2 looks like this. Now this one here leads us to Rockspire Isle. And I think at this point, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to not really commentate this part live and be like, this is what this one looks like. It's over here. This is what this one looks like. It's over here. Instead, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to stop the live commentary for a while, at least on this end. And instead, I'm going to put in some post-commentary. So instead of just hearing the same repeated dialogue but with like one extra number, I think I'm just going to talk over this part and just maybe say some final thoughts on this game, or maybe a story that I said I was going to tell in episode 1 and never did. Let's just see what happened. You got a piece of heart. Alright, so for one final time, I'll just show you the third treasure chart with commentary. And after that, it'll just be post-commentary for quite a while. There it is, treasure chart number 3. And that clearly looks like Eastern Fairy Island. Ah yes, well, thanks for throwing me under that bus, past Daz. I was not really ready to do post-commentary, but that's fine. So it looks like I've got about 15 minutes to ramble on about whatever I ramble on about, until the past Daz works out how to get all of the treasure charts, again and again and again and again. But it shouldn't be too bad, since I've done a lot of cropping down and cutting and editing. So yeah, if you're wondering why this video is a bit delayed, that's why I have to do post-commentary, and I completely forgot I needed to. So sorry about that, but whatever. Not to mention, right, at the time of this recording the post-commentary, I've, on my first day of the not Easter holiday, but it's like a 1 week off, for some reason, on the last week of school for this half term, my school decided to give me
16 pieces of homework. As well as revision and exams. But oh well, I'm getting it done now, so it's all good. So, how's about that story which I was supposed to mention in like episode 1 or 2 and I never did? Unless I did. If I did, then sorry, you're gonna hear it again. But hey, let's go through it. So, the reason why I didn't play this game as a kid was mainly because I just didn't like The Legend of Zelda. I don't know what it was about it, it's just, I wanted fast-paced Sonic or Mario platforming. I didn't want to solve puzzles, even if I could wield a sword. Plus, I hated the colour green, so Link was just like the bane of my existence and all that. But, my childhood friend was a big fan of this game. He always used to play it a lot, like whenever I went around his house, generally he was actually doing something in the game. It never actually really spoiled much, though I do remember him like showing off the wind temple, like island where there's wind blowing and everything. But I'm not really sure how this is supposed to be a story. It's more the fact of why I didn't play it as a kid, and then the fact that I'm doing it now. I don't know really where I was supposed to go with that, but it's, yeah, so it's like my childhood friend, who actually, I don't speak to my childhood friend anymore, so I should probably try and get back into contact. No, I can't be bothered. But it doesn't really matter. Generally, back in my childhood, there were two main people that like were big like influences on me, like video game wise. There was my childhood friend, who I'll call Mitchell. He was just like my age, and he just played video games all the time. He always used to know what, like, when games were coming out. Like, this was before I ever knew, like, the internet wasn't a thing. I didn't really I didn't go through Nintendo magazines to find release dates. I just sort of saw them on the shelf and was like, I want that one, mommy! So, you know, it was generally, but it was really interesting how he was always like a step ahead of me. I don't know why, but he was like, I don't know how he knew, unless like he looked in the little booklets that told you future games, which I learned like a few years later. But he always used to have like the latest games, like he always had like, well, Wind Waker and the GameCube. I think he was the one that actually encouraged me to get the GameCube, and then with that, I started playing all the Mario parties and all the Mario games, and then a little bit of Sonic and all that, and it was all fun. And actually, well, it was like a few years ago now, but a few years after like not seeing each other for a while, we met up again and we were talking about like, well actually, we were talking about Pikmin 3 and ideas for it, so yeah, he was a big Pikmin fan. He's the one that introduced me to it and all that. But he was saying that like, although generally like our characters were really different, like I would be the kind of person that would play a game like and have loads of fun with it, but I would never complete it. I think Pikmin 2 was the first game I completed, and that wasn't till I was like 7 or 8, so which is actually quite late considering I started at like 2. But he, on the other hand, would always like, he would always be encouraged enough to actually go through it. So like, generally, this is how he described it himself. He said that I was smart but scared, so I would jump when I played Luigi's Mansion, but I was good with the puzzles and all that, like I understood the button in the mirror and all that. Whereas he was dumb but, what was it? Dumb but brave. Yeah, that was it. Dumb but brave, yeah. So he would have the courage to actually go through the game, but he wasn't really good at the puzzles, or so he says. So I didn't actually see him do any puzzles because, well, I wasn't around when he played Legend of Zelda. We always used to play Pikmin or Sonic or something like that together. But yeah, it's interesting how like we're just two completely different characters. In fact, when I saw him back then, he was more into like the PS3 games, and like I think he was showing off Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas or something like that, and it was like, oh, cool, interesting. You still play Pikmin? No? Oh, alright. You know, it's pretty interesting to sort of see how life changes. Speaking of which, I better talk to that second person who influences me a lot. That would be my cousin, who I shall call Jay. That'll work. And he was older than me. He was about 4 years older than me, I think. And he was basically the same as Mitchell, except he played like a completely different sort of game, sort of thing. Like, he was a big fan of like one Scooby-Doo game and Crash Bandicoot, I think. Although, was that played? No, that would have been available to him, yeah, I think. And he showed me Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, which was the one who influenced me to play that. So my two favourite games are from my two favourite people, I guess, which is quite good. But I don't really think there was anything too special, like character-wise, about him. Like, he was just a guy that always played games. I think actually he was the one that got me to get my Game Boy Advance before I got my GameCube. So he was like the one that started me on video games, I think. And then Mitchell was the one who was like, boom, look at all this explosion-y stuff.
And actually, I haven't seen my cousin very often, actually, either in real life. He is on Facebook, but he hasn't actually touched the thing since 2011, so I can't actually get back in contact with him. But oh well, maybe someday in the future he'll see some sort of video thing, even though he's like, what, 21 now? Wow. And he's like off in his own house and got everything all set up and up forward for him. Yeah, man, life changes, doesn't it? So I guess that's enough of a story. Like, you got my 2 influences and what got me into this game, even though it was actually not getting this game that got me into the game. I don't know, it's an odd one. The Legend of Zelda has always been an odd sort of series for me, since I hated it as a child, but now I love it. Although I only really ever watch people play it. But, you know, after how this Let's Play has gone, I can definitely see myself playing another Legend of Zelda game. I mean, I actually think I did quite well in this Let's Play. I'm saying this as if I finished it, but I haven't in this video, but I have when I'm speaking. So, yeah. But anyway, speaking of the Let's Play, I think I did pretty well, considering this is my only second time playing the game, and I've never completed the game before this. So the fact that I was just, although I guess it's not really that difficult to complete games anymore, considering the internet's just there like, yo, you can do this, this, and this everywhere and everything and everywhere. But I think it went quite well. Like, yeah, I mean, I think the biggest trouble really has just been trying to edit it all down. So, yeah. In fact, speaking of the editing, you might notice later on, these treasure charts might even be wrong now, but the maps might not correlate to the exact treasure we're getting, because somewhere in there I missed one, like, collect treasury bit, and I assume it was only like 200 rupees, it usually is. And so I'll have to put like 2 or 3 at the end just to be like what I missed. But you will see all of the maps, you just might not see all of the treasure. But it's pretty much the same thing anyway. I mean, what, this must be like the 13th time we've gone through this animation, maybe more, I don't know. So, now going on to final thoughts of this game. I actually like it more than I thought I would as a kid. Like, as a kid I just thought it would just be like boring, and I don't know why I didn't like it. It's just the idea of diverse items and doing all this like puzzling and fighting, like you're actually pressing buttons to fight instead of just pressing A to jump on someone. I don't know, I actually really like this. I enjoyed this more than I would. That being said, I'm quite glad it's over. It's been a pretty long one. It's been pretty much 2 months now that I've been doing this, so I think it's about time to move on to the next Let's Play. Of course, I know what that is right now, and you don't. You're not gonna find out till like 4 days away, which is when the series ends. Sorry, I had to tell you it like this, but that's how it's gonna go. Alright, Treasure Chart 25. In fact, actually, I remember doing this on Miiverse, because to get each one of these map images onto your screen, I need your screen. This is a complicated procedure, but I have to go on Miiverse, take a screenshot of my gamepad screen, post it on Miiverse, then go onto my laptop when I'm editing. Then I have to go onto Miiverse on my laptop, or my computer, or whatever. Then I have to print screen the image of the Miiverse picture. Then I have to put it in Paint. Then I have to crop it so it's just the map picture and not like the bits around the edge that's like, this is your browser, these are your options at the bottom, here's the start button, and blah blah blah. And then I'd have to put that, save that as a picture, and then put that into the video. So that's quite a long procedure, but on top of that, it means that I've spanned up Miiverse completely. Oh boy, I think I put like 50 Miiverse posts. But if you're one of those dedicated fans that would actually like to see each one of these posts, you might find a little bit of secrets and fun stuff hidden in the messages, because along with putting a picture, I put in a sentence. So if you can be bothered to go through 50 posts of Miiverse posts, you'll be able to see something, well, it's not really funny, but entertaining, perhaps. Maybe that's the best word for it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I wonder if my yeahs on like my post will shut up after this video because I told people to look at it. Oh, you don't know what my Miiverse name is? Huh. You should wait till the end of the video. Maybe then you'll find out. You know what? I think I'm actually doing good on time with this post commentary. I'm just sort of rambling on, and we're like 3/4 of the way done. In fact, I can see the little marker that says you should start ending it off here. So yeah. In fact, actually, as I was going through this, you might think this was pretty easy, and it pretty much was. But you might notice that on the right of the map it says I only have 48 charts when there are actually 49. That's because at the end I found out I missed a treasure chart which I was supposed to get. Guess where it was? It was at the auction. Luckily, I think I cut out the auction, but you might just sort of see them in a bit of an odd order. So whatever, I'm sure you'll be able to work it out otherwise. I'm not really certain that people really care about this video at all, since it's just repetition. I guess you can come here for the commentary and learning about stories and all that. So what was it I wanted to go over? Episode 1 story, which I never actually said, but I have now. It was supposed to be what I think of the LP. That was all good. Third thing, I don't actually remember it. I could give you a hint for what the next LP is, but I kind of already did that. Though you won't really see it till the next 4 days, but you know, I'm sure you can wait, can't you? I mean, actually, if you're really smart, you might actually be able to work out what my next LP is. Maybe you should look at the comments that other people have put on my other videos, or maybe you can just look out for a pattern in the LPs I do. Even though this is my only third one, and they've all been new series, so you might not really see a pattern yet. Maybe the fact that I mentioned there's a pattern might tell you that something's gonna happen. Who knows? Speaking of real life stuff, I guess, I've had tons of schoolwork now. It is unbelievable. I really need to learn to like make these videos in advance, because generally what I want to do like is for the first day. Oh yeah, I remember this. As I was getting treasure chart or whatever, Kargarok just went right into my body. I literally ripped his heart out for a piece of heart. Good God. That's the biggest glitch I've ever seen in this game, I think. Just Kargarok going through you. It's not like it's about to bite you, it's going through you. Anyway, completely lost what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I've had so much like exam work, school stuff to do that I really need to record in advance. Like, I think what I've been trying to do lately, at least, is I've tried to do sessions where, like, I'll do a session on a Saturday, like, afternoon. That's generally how I do it, or a Saturday morning, afternoon. You know, the gap between 9 and 12. That's morning and afternoon. But I tried to do, like, a whole week's worth of videos, so then I can get them all done. And generally, fun stuff happens with that. For some reason, I paused there, and I have no idea why, and that really confused me. But apparently, it's gone again, so we'll just pretend it never happened. Yay! But I think for the first session of my next LP, I'm going to try and do 14 videos in one day. That way I can hopefully edit them, all 14, over the week. Start like uploading 2 weeks in advance, so then if something absolutely crazy goes on in real life, like some sort of, I don't know, they decide to give me 5 exam papers to do on a day, which they pretty much done for my holiday this week at least. No, I've got 7 past papers to do. Good God. But after that, then at least, you know, despite the fact that I'm really far advanced and I won't really be able to understand, I won't be able to, you know, follow your instructions, I would be able to keep up on the upload. I was doing really well with this LP, like keeping uploads every day, and then eventually just school just kept ringing down my time to edit, and now I'm like behind on it all, and it's terrible. But oh well, in this session of editing, I'm going to finish the whole series, and it's all going to be wrapped up for you this week. So, congratulations to you, I guess. Yay! Let's celebrate by getting a treasure chest. Oh, it's only an orange rupee? That's a rip-off. Everything's been 200 rupees and heart pieces and everything, and now you're just doing this? It's not fair, game. Not fair at all. Alright, then let's have a look at this one. It is! Seriously? Okay, they've got to be trolling now. Just orange rupees everywhere? I do not believe it. So, after this video, I think there's literally, like, one more thing to do. That, or I have a hissy fit and I'm like, no, let's do the story. We're doing the story. We'll see how it goes. I think, though, the story pretty good, I'll admit. Though it is a Legend of Zelda game, so it's not like it's going to be, like, a play stage Mario thing. Of course it's going to be good. That's the whole point of Legend of Zelda. There's a reason they put Legend in the title. But I gotta wonder though, what is the canon for this game? Like, I assume, no, does every, well then again, maybe Link doesn't have hearts at all, but does Link get 20 hearts, or however, the maximum amount of hearts in each game, just when he fights Ganon, or is it just, I don't know, maybe it's all hero mode and you only had 3 hearts. Oh well, but while I was in the middle of my treasure chart challenge journey collection, I came into a big octo. Yeah, what's worse than a big octo, you ask? Getting interrupted by a big octo and having to pause. That happens at some point here, but I'm not exactly certain where. Oh, look, it's in 20 seconds. you can just watch the timer and see that I'm horribly wrong. But oh well, I guess the Big Octo is actually quite helpful here because it treats us to another treasure chest at the bottom of the sea right underneath it. Yeah, I guess it's good, but does that mean that the Big Octo ate the treasure chest, or is it just, like, just sitting on it or protecting it? I don't really know. What's even the reason of the Big Octo's being here? There's the pause, and then we're back again because I'm nice and editing it out. Of course, it's the moment that I almost kill him that I pause it. Yay, interruptions. Anyway, Storm goes away, he faints away, he's smoking for some apparent reason, and in the middle of his death comes a ring of light and seagulls. Many, many seagulls. You can tell how long this video actually took to make, like, collecting everything, just by watching time pass in the game. Like, now it's nighttime, but I swear we had like 3 daytime scenes earlier, so that must mean that 3 days passed, and that's got to be like 45 minutes. I think this whole thing took me 3 hours to put together. Yeah. Because of that, I have to edit this on my laptop, so it's like going to be terribly slow when I actually do edit it. It's going to, like, when I render it, it's going to be horribly slow. Since having my computer, my laptop just feels so bad now. It's kind of a shame, because I used to, like, rely on this thing all the time, and now it's just my computer, which is just like, boom, done in half an hour. Whereas this one's like, oh, it'll take 17 hours. Hope you don't mind. But there we go. We get a final heart container, even though there's still 2 more to do, but we'll deal with those later. Now here's the marker where I said you should probably start ending it off. So I believe this is our last treasure chest. What do we find inside? Maybe it's going to be the ultimate glory that is all. Or it's just... oh, it is a piece of heart. That's actually pretty good. Damn. That means we only need 7 more to get. Nice. And then I put this one final chart here. Actually, it's not even the final one, I don't think. There's the final one. All done, pretty much. Hope you don't mind. So, I think it's time to end it off here with the King of Red Lions staring into your soul and jigging with it with the sea. So, time to end it off here. My name's been Daz. You didn't really care, and I'll see you in a bit. King of Red Lions bouncing on the sea, staring into your soul. Link's got 18 heart containers, but he's got 7 more for a heart piece. If he gets all 7, then he'll have all 20 hearts. After that, it's time for the fight of your life against Cannon.